Welcome, Raider Nation. This is Ollie the Writer, the UK commish. Joining me tonight is, as always, my motley crew. Good evening, Tony. Give us a howdy do.
Good evening, all. That was really quick. That was a really quick intro tonight.
It was really quick, actually. I was saying, it was like,
get it done.
Well, okay. We'll leave Mitchell in the lobby for a little bit. If you're in the chat, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us again. This is episode 14. I think we made him wait long enough. Let's bring him in.
Let's go.
Mitchell.
How are we going, guys?
Evening.
It's Vino Saturdays. How are we going, guys?
Very good. Very good. It's been a good week. It has. So,
Indeed.
episode 14, and boy, oh boy, have we got an episode this evening. So let's get this one moving. So we start off. We have got a very special guest. We have got Murf from Raider Fan Radio joining us. It's going to be awesome. Then we'll get into our normal analysis, bringing down those donkeys this week. I can see some people getting kicked off the stream today for calling them the B word, and no, not the bitches. Then we have got game predictions and league news. Somewhere hidden in there might be our favorite segment.
I quite like the. We'll have to wait and see. I might have some lovely irrelevant news for you tonight. Maybe.
I would be heartbroken.
Maybe.
I'm going to wait on bated breath.
Talking about the B words, I just want to shout out to our new end, Irvin, who called them the horsey team the other day.
Good man. Cool. So without any further ado, he is waiting in the lobby. We have got Murf. Murf!
What's up, fellas? Glad to be here, man.
So awesome to have you on board. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely, man. Glad to be here, man. Love what y'all are doing here with your unnamed show. But
the Unnamed Raider Show now.
Us here in the fan cave, we're huge fans of your booster club, and so thankful to to partner with you guys on various different things and support each other over the years. And so glad to join in with you here on the broadcast.
Awesome to have you on board. So, you said it. I know a lot of us here have been listeners, and a lot of the people in the chat are listeners as well. And if you're a listener, or if you're not, just give us an RFR in the chat. Let us know you're here. So, Murf, let's cut to it. Murf's Fan Cave, RFR. Give us a little bit of background on it.
Wow. Well, I talk a lot, so I'll avoid giving you the 10-minute rundown on kind of how we got up and running. But I started a show called, it's been a bunch of different names over the years. But anyways, I started podcasting with my cousin, Sonny, who I believe he was with us when we did the Bolitnikoff Foundation dinner last year, when we got to meet you and so many of your folks at that dinner. So Sonny was there. So Sonny and I started a podcast, and we did it around Madden football because we were huge Madden junkies, and we played in this league where we had 30 other live human owners, and we grew up idolizing Dan Patrick and Rich Eisen and all these guys. So we wanted to be we were wannabe sports guys. So just as a joke, within the league, we started doing a podcast of an NFL Blitz rundown type show, for this, and then it just went from there, and it ended up in this Madden show that we were doing for an audience of 30 every other week. We ended up talking about the Raiders a whole bunch, and I'm like, dude, we're freaking crazy Raider fans. Why don't we just do a real podcast and put it out there for the world and see where it goes? And so it evolved over the years. It had a bunch of different names. One of them we got sued for. It was a whole thing. But anyway, so and that started all 2012-ish, I want to say. So then as of 2017 was when we landed on Raiders Fan Radio, kind of settled into to more the format that we're in now. My cousin Sonny can't stop having kids. Apparently he's trying to catch Phillip Rivers for some reason. Right now he has to wreck a car because he has 4 of them. And so he had to step away from doing the podcast full time. And then the legendary Uncle Mosh, who is my uncle in real life, he stepped in to not only sit in for Sonny, but to take over and brought his own brand to what Fan Cave ultimately has grown into be and what Raiders Fan Radio is. And so now he, the legendary Uncle Mosh and my best friend Swag Jeff, do this Raiders fan radio every week, and that's here in the Murf's Fan Cave podcast network. So thank you very much for asking about it.
That's so awesome. So yeah, you mentioned there we've met a couple times, mainly at the Crab Feed at the Bolitnikov Foundation events. But tell us, you've had and I've got to say, huge shout out, guys in the chat. You got Stevie in there. Hey Marie.
Oh,
Kev,
awesome.
There's a lot of love for you this evening. A lot of love.
Awesome, man. I can't see the chat.
You got your Christmas tree up yet?
I have my Raider Christmas tree is right outside my door. It's up 24/7, 365, man. Always lit, always going. but I appreciate all. That's great. I can't see the chat, but thank you all of you out there, man. Much love back at you.
Awesome. So yeah, I was saying. So we've met a couple times at the Bolitnikov events, but you have got a new organization grouping. The One Nation Foundation. Can you give us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Again, thank you for asking. So on the heels of what we did for Bolitnikov, we realized that what we were doing with the show, we had the ability to generate revenue, via ads and whatever, all kinds of different ways that we, and selling merch and things. And so, we quickly decided that we wanted to give all of the money away. We do this because we love it. We're just crazy Raider fans. We're very blessed and thankful for it to be, outside we have a real world, jobs that we do decent at. And so we don't do this to make a living. And so we do it because it's our passion. We do it because it's our love. Anyway, but when we realized we're going to start making money, essentially, we wanted to give it away. So we were like, okay, let's contact some Raider charities and see what happens. Well, the Bolitnikov Foundation was the first one that we locked into. In that first year, we were able to raise $2,000 and present that check live and speak real quickly to everybody in attendance. And I loved shouting you guys out, man. That was so cool seeing all you all there, man. That was great. But anyway, so on the heels of that, talking to Mosh, I'm like, we could go even more so, right? Like we could get even bigger than this. So we started our own kind of thing internally. And then right around that same time, Cody did a phenomenal fundraiser for a youth sports association in Las Vegas. And they raised like $20,000. And so, so Cody contacted me prior to all this because Cody kind of had the same mindset. He's like, I can make all this money, but I want to give it away. So he hit me up and like, basically we just kind of workshop like some different ideas for what he could do. Well, that's what he did. So he took that model and then was able to raise all this crazy money. Well, then after that, we kind of came back together and he was like, all right, dude, we got to do something together. Like, let's just join forces. What can we do? So we're like, okay, well, let's start our own foundation. So that's why we started the One Nation Foundation. You can find it at onenationfoundation.net, and you can donate there directly by the website. And then anything else you ever do to support our show, whether that's buying official Raiders gear through our link on our website, or you're buying, like Swag Jeff has got our two T-Public things set up now where we sell Raiders fan radio, like, or you could buy like Murf's Fan Cave stuff, like whatever. Any of that money that we get, 100% goes to the One Nation Foundation. So the first big thing we did with One Nation Foundation was that we generated, I say it's Raider Nation. It ain't me. It's Raider Nation generated $1,800 that we gave to Allison King, who is Kenny King Jr.'s mom. She's in the middle of another cancer battle. And so we gave that money to her to help her with her fight. And so that was the very first thing the One Nation Foundation did. And we're incredibly proud of Raider Nation and what you all did to support that. Next up, we're going to the XOXO Stabler Foundation. We're going to do another jersey giveaway and some other things. And so we're going to have another donation. And then after that, we're going to go back to Bolitnikov again. So it's going to be just like this round table of different charities and organizations that any of the money we get is just going to 100% go to that. So thank you for all of you that have supported us already. Thank you to those of you that will support us again. I know it's tough on everybody right now because COVID, and I know things get tight. But if you do have room to give, especially coming up on the holiday season, please consider the foundation as a source of that. even if it's a couple bucks, man, like anything goes all 100% away to these great charities and organizations and people. And so thank you very much. And thank you for the platform here tonight. And now I will shut up because otherwise I will talk all night long, guys. You got to cut me off.
Well, I'll give you one more plug in the comments and also on screen there. So onenationfoundation.net. I've done a lot of talking. Murf hasn't done enough talking yet, but Tony, Mitch.
I'm drinking coffee too, so it might get ugly.
Yeah, you're going to be talking a lot now. So, right, obviously, you mentioned the Crab Fest. Obviously, it was my first year going last year. Loved every minute of it. It was more than I ever expected it to be, and obviously, that's where I first met you as well. Might have been a little bit drunk, but you know, I definitely did meet you. So that's I've not got the wrong people. But no, you said obviously you've been before. Give us a little story about what you guys do there, because obviously everyone's quite separated. Give us some fun stories that you experienced on that. It was pretty much a day, isn't it? More than just an evening. Like, give us a fun story. Give us some stuff that happened when you guys were there.
So knowing that I was going to get up and do the presentation and speak, and I call it my run for Raider Nation president speech, because when you look at like the still photos and stuff, we're wearing suits and stuff, and I'm like, it looks like I'm up at like on a podium, like running for office or something. But so I paced myself early on, but then afterwards we certainly had a lot more fun. Well, we had a lot of fun, but you know what I'm saying. We tipped them up a little bit. We'll just say after we did our formal presentation, but so there's a lot of fun stories out of this. So as a fan, and you all know this, so I'm really speaking to anybody that's never been. As a fan, it can be one of the most incredible experiences because you're literally hobnobbing with legends. So, I mean, we met Mark Davis and Tom Flores and, George Atkinson and, Raymond Chester. And I mean, you name it, man, Art Shell, like on and on and on and on and on and on, right? Like we met so many wonderful, Raider legends, let alone other awesome fans like you all. And so, it was great. So, here's a funny one. So we meet Art Shell and we take a couple pictures with Art Shell and then take a couple pictures with Art. And then we go and we almost kind of got split up a little bit because Sonny and I were off doing some things. And so ended up Mosh and Swag Jeff were sitting there by themselves looking at Art Shell, like as Art's like just sitting down, like just enjoying a beverage, right? And Jeff is like, I don't know if y'all, how well my co-host Swag Jeff, he's a bit of a stalker and he's not afraid to like insert himself. He doesn't have shame. So he's like totally like staring at Art Shell, right? And waits for Art to stand up. And so as soon as Art stands up, he runs over to him and he goes, "Excuse me, Mr. Shell." He goes, "Can I get a selfie?" And Art Shell goes, "What?" He goes, "A selfie." And he was like, "Okay." Like I had no clue. And so Jeff holds up his phone and takes this selfie with Art Shell. You could not see a man more disinterested in whatever the heck was going on than Art Shell was when that picture was with him and Swag Jeff. But Jeff's got the biggest, I could swear here, right?
Yeah,
you good.
You're good.
He's got the biggest shit-eating grin on his face, man. It's the funniest thing. It's this ultimate contrast of this, like, this crazy fan who's completely, like, just so excited to be there. And then this older gentleman who has no clue what's going on and has no clue who this guy is. It's just like, whatever, man. But anyway, so that was really good. I'll tell you what, one other fun one around that, and I don't know if you guys caught this. Tom Flores is a chick magnet. Like, when we were leaving, I believe it was when the dinner was when it first ended or right before it started. But Tom was shaking hands and in pictures and whatever. There was like tons of women around him. You know what I mean? And he was being respectful. It wasn't like he was like being all flirty and like hitting on a bunch of women randomly. But I don't know what it was about Tom Flores, but he is a total magnet for the ladies. You know what I mean? Like they were like, we had to like wait our turn for like, 6 or 7 different women to go through and like take pictures, and they're doting on him and just like, so anyways, I got a big kick out of that, man. Old Tom, being a player a little bit over there.
I got to bring this comment up. There's a comment in the chat that just had me in stitches.
Okay. Yeah, I was just...
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Man.
I'm with you on that one.
Heck yeah.
Do you know what? We've got another-
I'll put my gray Raider hat on, man. So we'll do that. Put that on next time I stop talking, which might be a minute. I'll go grab my gray Raider hat and we'll really match it up here.
We've got
There you
another
go.
comment in there by our resident golden commenter Dale. Sounds my story sounds like the photo of Tony Carroll and that infamous night, and it's exactly the same.
Yes, same scenario, exactly the
Tony
same.
Carroll's standing there going, I don't know. I don't get brilliant.
I'm gonna bring it up here while we're talking. I'll bring it up here on the phone. You guys will get a big kick out of this. But yeah, that's an incredible event. It absolutely is a fan.
It really is.
Okay, well, I'll give you one more, and it's not funny. My favorite moment, I think, of the whole thing was my cousin Sonny and I went over to meet Mark, and we just kind of talked to him very briefly. And I got a picture of them shaking hands and like smiling at each other. And you know all those like those memes you'll see that'll be like, look at so and so the way so and so looks at so and so, right?
Yeah.
And so ours is like, find someone who looks at you the way that Mark Davis looks at Sonny, right? And the reason why is that Sonny told him, I'm getting chilled. Sonny told him, he goes, thank you, Mark, and I thank you for your dad and his legacy. I grew up hearing stories about your dad from my dad. And like Mark just like he was beaming at that comment. And that was just one of my more favorite things around that night, man. It was just, I mean, and I could go on forever. It was such an incredible event.
It really is. And if you haven't been able to make it out there, if you are in the Bay Area, or it'll be in Vegas, I'm not sure what the long-term plans are.
Yeah.
You know, around November time, it typically is the Blitnikoff Foundation crab feed. It is a phenomenal night. Raised so much money for a fantastic foundation. And it's a real honor to have Silver and Black UK.
There's Mark and Sonny. I don't know how well you can see that.
Yep, we got it.
That was really cool. Just Mark was just like, I mean, he was giddy. And now I'm trying to find that one of Jeff and freaking Art Shell. It's and this Swag Jeff loves this one too. He's like, I've never seen two men embrace like that before, Murf. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's a legend, man. That's a Hall of Famer, man.
It is an amazing night. Just yeah, the experience, the evening, and raised so much good cash for a fantastic foundation, as I say.
What you all do, and hey, speaking of that, like, man, you all kill it. Like, you all do an amazing job with the amount of money that you raise for that foundation every year. You guys, I mean, it's impressive what you all do.
No, well, that comes straight from Raider Nation. You know, those are the events that people support us at, and the annual giving that people give as a membership. It really does come from the entire Raider Nation, and we are really proud to be part of the Blitnikoff Foundation family.
Right on. We've been blessed as well with like 2 London games. It's just, for us, it's kind of, we've sat there going, oh my God, there's like 2 London games in a row. And the guys above us, like Tony and Ollie, have just worked solidly to get all those events down to, make it a full weekend experience rather than it be arrive in London for the game, watch the game, go home. So yeah, to put that on, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's just worth it all in the end, isn't it? It's a lot of work.
Got a few grey hairs from it, but no, it's definitely worth it. It really is definitely worth it. Anyways, let's get to it. It is Donkey Week, and I don't think I've even queued up the video. Yes, I have.
Excellent.
Right on. So we have got the Donkeys coming to Vegas this week. Raiders sit. What are we? We're week 9. We're sitting second in the AFC West. 5 and 3 record. I try and blank out those L's.
We're 8 and 7, aren't we?
Huh?
We're 8 and 7.
According to Ollie, we're 16-0 every week.
Yeah, 16-0 every week. No, we've seen some awesome games. We've seen us play in crappy weather and really perform in the scenario that we need to perform. When we need to air it out, we air it out. When we got to take it to the ground and grind it. When we got to own the ball, we own the ball. I've really enjoyed this season thus far. It's been a belter. But as always, all that matters is the 60 minutes of football that is in front of us. But this is a rivalry game. This is not just divisional. This is rivalry. We own the Donkeys thus far. What are we? 65. I'm reading this off. 65, 54, and 2. But this game is not to be taken lightly. This is one of the greatest rivalries in football, in the NFL. I love these games, but they get the ticker going. And I don't know if I can do what happened last week.
Yeah, I was going to say last
That was
week
rough,
was
man.
not the best for anyone's blood pressure or heart or anything. And I feel a complete side tangent. I feel sorry for our Scottish corner who have had to endure the same thing again with the Scottish national team. I messaged Hayley today and I was like, I don't know how you guys cope with it. It's mad. But anyway, that was a little side tangent.
So I pulled together a couple stats here. So this is the season thus far. Points scored. We're almost a touchdown on them. Almost. Well, yeah, we are a touchdown, just not PAT. Points allowed. They nudge us just slightly. But as we'll see later on, I think there's good reason behind those figures.
R2D2 just power up behind us.
Yeah, I was like, oh. I might have just lost the West Wing. Passing yards, again, we just nose them, but I think that the Cleveland game is really explanatory why our passing yards are not as high. Rushing yards, we've got them quite nicely. Where my concerns lay is the defenses. They've been pretty well known for having a fairly staunch defense. So passing yards, obviously. This is the one that surprises me. Passing yards, they got us. Because I don't rate their secondary. I rate ours higher. Rush yards, this one surprised me because I genuinely think they've got a better 4 up front. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, we're not keeping that up. Okay, I was gonna bounce off those. No, it's fine. You know me and my stats. I said this in the tailgate, which another plug. All join us on tomorrow for the tailgate for the game. I think after big play Zay's incredible put in last week, which was the first time we've seen him play. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say he's, the next best thing to come out of anywhere, but I feel like he's going to get more snaps now than he would have done for the rest of, the season had he not put in such a good performance last week. And I feel a lot more confident with him and Mullen on the outsides than I did with like Nevin Lawson or Keyshawn Nixon. So when it comes down to our secondary, I think this could be the game where we turn it up and they actually put on a clinic and actually help the offense have a game where it's not down to the last play, down to the last 2 minutes, where when we're 11 points up, like we were last week, the defense can come out and go, okay, we'll stop them. You keep putting points on the board. Or even better, defense put points on the board. That'd be good.
What better quarterback to do it against than Drew Lock, who's currently 6 TDs and 6 ints on the season?
Yeah.
And those picks came in like the last 4 games or something, right?
Yeah, I think it was 3 TDs, 2 picks last week, was it? I think
it was something ugly. It was not pretty, but I don't think any Donkeys game has been pretty. I said Donkeys. I'm learning.
You're learning.
I don't think any of their games have been pretty. Like that they when they were playing, they played the Dirty Birds the other week as well, which is again another matchup we've got coming up. So that was a good game that I enjoyed watching, and I was sat there thinking, I'm not scared to play either team, but I also don't want to play either team because they both put up 28 points in one quarter, and then the other team put another 28 points up, and I was like, you're both terrible, but you can also put points up. So really hard to scheme against.
For sure. Like we've bagged on them all season, them and the Bolts, giving them some real shit. But actually, seeing, well, I think just getting that reminder, these are divisional games. Last week, just how tight these games can be. But we've got here the last 5 games against each, and they got a 1-point win over the Bolts. We got a 1-point win over the Bolts. I think if you could get a half point, I get a feeling this game might come down to it.
Yeah.
Tony, have I made a typo again? You got that typo face.
We got a 1-point win over the Bolts.
Oh shit!
I was thinking that, and I was trying to figure out where you were.
No, we got a 5-point win. They almost got a 1-point win. I've read that screenshot in my head of the where they put them up on us on 1 point. No,
I'm like, I didn't know how the if the scores change current, how currencies has different values depending on what region of the world you're in. I'm like, maybe they count scores different in the UK.
Touchdown's only 4 points here, so it's to do with the conversion.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the date format.
We 5-point win here's only worth 1 over there. Whatever, right? W's are W's.
Brilliant.
That'll confuse everyone. Yeah, when we lose a game and then Ollie puts a graphic up on our Facebook page, as Raiders win, and everyone's going, "What?"
Yeah,
totally different
conversion rate, man. We're undefeated.
16-0 halfway through the season. Always 16-0 halfway through the season.
Is it the right tackle that the Donkeys are down to their 5th string?
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me flip. I'll get that one.
Is it the right tackle? Sorry.
I think it is their right tackle. They are down to their 5th string.
Yeah, and so are we. Our offensive line.
This is trade for one.
Yeah, last week we kind of walked through. Speaking of UK, our buddy Paul in Shropshire, what we call Mississippi, but over there in Shropshire, UK. Our buddy Paul kind of gave his mid-season kind of grades on things, and we all felt that mid-season best coach has been Tom Cable with the amazing job he's done with our offensive line. And it's not going to be any more tested than it is going to be this week because, as we know that Denver defense can certainly generate a pass rush, and we're going to be down. Look at that, man. We're down 3 studs. You know what I mean? Because we're going to be down. Obviously Incognito was already out, and then Miller and Jackson. And so, I mean, it's going to be tough.
And Trent Brown, obviously.
And Trent Brown, obviously.
So no Trent, no Richie. Some concerns out there because they're saying Richie's another couple weeks. But I tell you,
you're going to have Rodney Hudson and then 4 guys that might as well be us. you know what I mean?
There's a question. If us 4 had to play either side of Rodney Hudson to make up the line, where are each of us playing? There's a question for everyone.
Fun fact,
I know I'm not playing it in front of him.
In fact, I actually started my football career as a centre.
6'4". Do I got the left side? Maybe I got the height and reach. Maybe is that anybody else taller than me?
I
think I'm about an inch or 2 shorter.
What's the conversion rate on height?
All right, so I'm at left tackle. Mitch, you're at right tackle. Okay,
cool.
All right, and then and then Tony and Ollie, you got to figure out what guard side you want to be on, man.
I'm taking the left.
Well, if I'm playing right tackle, that could work because we'll just make sure JJ only runs left.
Yeah,
I was going to say run away from the side Mitch is on. He's pretty scrawny. But the one thing that I love about this, related to the injury report, is this tweet that came out this week.
Hang on, let me get my glasses.
Everyone get the little squeeze eyes. Alec Ingold, he bust up 2 ribs, and he was practicing this week, and he has full intention to be dressed on Sunday. That's a bad man.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Bring that tweet up again a second, because I want to just go through with it so the chat can read it. It's that last line. Rappaport tweets and he gives news, and I have his notifications on, so I've got that up to date news, even though it's a 2 in 32 chance it's going to affect our game at the weekend. But that last line, seeing him say something like that, but he somehow plans to play through this injury versus the Donkeys, and then I don't know, but he is, and I think, I just love the attitude that Ingold's like. I love him, absolutely love him. His Twitter account was good. He got told about his ribs, and apparently he said, "Give me a flak jacket and some dirt, and I'll go out there." I was like,
"That's amazing."
That's a Raider.
He's a pro football player, and it's a pro.
And a couple of weeks ago, we had QB Jeff from Domenico's, our local deli here in the fan cave, and he was talking about that. He was, he played his high school ball at Alameda High School, right there next to Oakland, and all-time passing leader there, and then went on and played for a couple different colleges, and anyways, including Lanny in Oakland, California. But also, anyway, so he was telling us that, like, at one point during his career here at MTSU at this school, at MT, he got his ribs busted up and had to, like, get the Toradol shot, the same shot that punctured the lung of Tyrod Taylor and all that thing. And he was telling us about it, and he was like, it's the craziest, most painful thing you can go through, because you can't cast it, right? You can't do anything, but all you can do is wrap it. And he's like, and it's every little tiny thing. He's like, you don't realize it, that, like, every time you breathe, your ribs are expanding. Every time you twist, turn, stand, sit, like any, let alone cough. He's like, every little thing that you do is excruciating. So the fact that Alec Ingold is going to put on a freaking flak jacket and some dirt and go out and play in an NFL game at fullback, like, it's not like, he's a place kicker here. Like, this is a guy that's having head-on collisions every single freaking time he's in the game. That's unbelievable toughness. Like, that's something
I've had a rib injury, but I've got no wonderful story of how it happened, other than I don't know if I played quarterback over here, and it was halftime. We were whooping a team, and halftime, we were joking around, and I sneezed and dislocated my rib. I had to take a game and a half out. Like, I tried to play through it. I got to the fourth. I was like, "Coach, I'm done." But we were, like, Tony will be happy. We were 50-something up. Like, that's a scoreline you like to hear about. We were 50-something up. I was like, "Coach, I got to come out. Like, this is not funny." And honestly, like, rib injuries are no joke. There is nothing you can do for it. I was like, "I'll see any specialist. Just make this pain go away." And they're like, "There's nothing."
Wow. That's crazy.
And go back off Murph's comment. Not only is Ingold going to be playing fullback with the busted ribs, he's going to be playing fullback in a John Gruden offense with 2 broken ribs. Like, that's not an offense that's shy of using their fullback. And we're not on the hot take section yet, but we'll when we get there.
Do you know what? I think if Ingold does actually manage to go tomorrow and puts in any sort of work whatsoever, I think we have to look back at that picture he posted last week on Instagram and say that's not a medical room, that's an engineering shop, because that guy's a machine.
100%. There was Twitter threads going around earlier in the week. I think I sent it to one of you guys up top, and it was basically people. I can't remember what some of them were now, but it was like when Thomas Edison invented the phone, he picked it up and Alec Ingold was on the other line, and it was just all these things like. When you punch Alec Ingold in the face, you're not punching him in the face. He's headbutting your hand, and like, it's stuff like that. It's so true.
Well, Simon makes a point here that he is absolutely instrumental to JJ's success. And I saw a stat this week, which was JJ is leading, and you have certain names that ring in your head, and obviously Henry's one of those that you go when you measure people against active backs in the league at the moment. Like, Henry's one. But JJ's kicking his ass on broken tackles.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ingold's just busting holes open for JJ to have fun. And I think that's part of the reason why we saw such a tune out of someone like Booker, because Booker's getting the tune for us. And those people don't sit around on free agency or whatever. He's a baller. I love him.
We're one step closer to having Abram trot out at me in the wishbone foil.
I still want to see it. We're
one step closer.
I just want to see Abram. Like, his numbers fine, like 24 in the backfield. It's all good. We might not see Wishbone. But we might see him at fullback. We know they watch us in Henderson, so, Chucky, if you're watching, this is your week. Give Ingold a little bit of rest. Abram back there in the backfield. Smash it up.
If that ever happens now, there's going to be people wearing tinfoil hats at this this pod being like something.
They're going to be like, these guys were legit.
There's some intel somewhere that they know and getting a phone call from bloody, I don't know, Andy Reid next week going, what have you got? Like, go away, you weird looking man.
Click.
I won't go into Andy Reid rant again. And the fact that he looks like he smells.
No, but I think health-wise, obviously we've taken a few hits. Trent is COVID. Richie's out. Where is Edwards out? Or no, he's back now, right?
Out. He was practicing, but I don't think. Well, I guess he's practicing. He's not on the list. Yeah, so I'm guessing he's in then. I'm guessing he's in.
He was dressed last week. He was on the sidelines last week, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So we're getting back to a full health team.
Did we get our back this week?
He wasn't on the list.
Cast is off.
So...
Okay, so we're good. That's huge. I think that's huge for us because that with the way that Isaiah Johnson closed out that game for us, the way that Mullen's been playing, now we get Arnett back. Looks like we've settled into the Joyner Abram kind of combo at safety. Like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of digging where we're at, man.
So glad they put Joyner back at safety.
Me too. I liked the idea, the concept behind that because we know that he plays the slot so well. But look, if he just plays better back further off the ball, then like we'll take it because when that play that he made in the end zone, who was it that he hit in the end zone? It was Landry in the Browns game.
Yeah,
that was money, man. I mean, he rocked that dude. And Joyner's not. I mean, we don't think of him as like a big hitter. You know what I mean? So, but like for him to he's flying around, man. I love it. I love that. I don't know. You would. Maybe is there a world where a Jonathan Abram is actually influencing the KG veteran and bringing out a more physical side of him? I don't know, but I sure do like the way that it looks, man. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. He's clearly a leader out there, so he's going to have some influence. That's for sure.
Yeah, like I said last week in the post game, I do want to see another game, another 60 minutes from Johnson as well. I want to know just how much of last week was playing with emotion versus the player we've got. You see it time and time again. So hopefully, we'll carry it on this week and we've kind of fixed an issue there, but we'll see.
So we mentioned Arnett. That's one that I wasn't 100% sold on him anyway. So I kind of don't want to rock the boat. Great that he's getting some health back, but health in his hand. But
Ed's just agreed that we're analysts now.
Hey,
Ed was on the fence last week, so we're good. We're good. We're good.
We're good.
So more to how we match up with Donkeys. We have got the head-to-head again. This is really. Like it was tight with the Chargers. This is even tighter. So we've got what I'm putting down as our anomaly. Like we were way up against it when we had the Bucs in town and we got shown up. I don't know what the Broncos.
Bye. He said the B word.
He's gone.
Can't say the B word on this pod.
He's got right. Well,
he kicked himself off.
Oh yeah.
Can't say the B word on this.
Wow, that's I love it. What to kick yourself off of your own show? That's incredible.
30 seconds.
Sorry.
I think.
Sorry.
Hey Ollie, I'm impressed that you have that much self-discipline to hit your own button to take you out of your own show, man. That's incredible. That ought to teach you.
Yeah. Hit me upside my head. Right. So I don't know what the Donkeys' excuse was for laying pretty much that egg with them. But KC, I screwed up another graphic. I'm sorry, guys.
I was wondering. I was like, wow, they did a good job there. Yeah.
That's strange. No, but the loss is correct. Patriots now.
The Donkeys didn't win that game. Brandon McManus won that game.
I'm not buying that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the Pats are trash now. Are they not?
Yeah, we almost played them at their peak this year of their, and they've just dropped, and they've got. It's so nice to see those Rats fans just bitching and moaning, and suddenly they've all bought Bucks jerseys, but. Yeah, they are really fighting.
Just with the red Sharpie on the blue shirt.
Yeah, right. And you're just like, yeah, you see, we fucking told you. You weren't real fans. And then the Chargers, we mentioned that earlier on, but that's again, that was another one though. Like we spoke about it on a previous show. Like when they played the Bolts, like I turned it off at halftime, and the Bolts had them owned at halftime, and they made a rally. But they've lost players since. I'm not sure what the head-to-head tells us really anymore.
It tells me one thing.
Yeah, it's tough in a season like this because there's so much volatility. I mean, you already get volatility in the NFL anyways with all of the injuries. But now with all the COVID stuff, man, like, I mean, look at how hard it's hit our team, man. Like, and of course, and some have been hit harder than others, and we're all dealing with the same circumstance in real life and in football. But I think it makes it real tough. Like I always say, you can't evaluate players that have been injured. Like if we evaluate Colton Miller while he's playing with a knee injury, you know what I mean? We'd all thrown him out a long time ago. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's tough to evaluate these games, especially when you're talking about a collective of players, because it's all volatile. Everything, whether from the regular injuries to the COVID situation. So I'm with you. Like, I mean, even the Patriots alone, like they're one of the craziest anomalies in the NFL this year with all those players they had opt out, with all the players that they let go via free agency, which is not an unpatriot thing to do. But then just the inconsistency that you see around their team, like that's not something that we're used to at all. And I think, and I know this isn't a Patriots show, so I'll keep it quick, but like, I wouldn't think it would be beyond Belichick to look at the Brady situation and go, you know what? We're going to lose Tom one way or the other. Let's go ahead and let him part ways. Anybody want to opt out for the season? Go ahead and opt out. And we're not going to necessarily tank because I don't think anybody, it's a professional coaching would ever tank. But I think that they would like, okay, look, if we lose these pieces, fine. And then we'll regroup and we'll rebuild. And Tom, you can go to the Bucks and have a great year. We'll see you over the next 10 years because that's what we do because we're the Patriots. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all. So that said, that way it's hard to evaluate what the Raiders did against them because they're so volatile. You know what I mean? And then so it's like because otherwise, like if we just look at it on paper, that's a bad loss for us. That looks terrible. That's the worst loss we've had all year long. That's worse than Buffalo at home. Like going on the road and losing to a team that's only won 2 games. Like that don't look good.
It really is a blemish when you see, if you measured that team, like if we get to the end of the season, you give the average. Yeah, that's going to look shit. That's going to look real bad.
Yeah. And losing in conference like that. And it was on the East Coast. It was on the East Coast, which is tough for us. It always has been. Thankfully we were able to beat Carolina on the road in that time zone on the East Coast. But like, that's always been a challenge for the Raiders, almost as long as I've been a fan, at least over the past 20 years or so. It's been really tough for the Raiders to win those East Coast games. And then you got the whole fact that it's the Patriots anyways. Like, so that's always been a challenge for the Raiders, but considering what what the Patriots, what they're going through, I'm like, oof, like, yeah, that's not good. Cause like we were talking about on our show last week, like if you're going to lose, like, okay, we lost to the Buccaneers. Yeah, I know we all hate Tom Brady. And yeah, I know that's John Gruden's team or old team. And that's the one that beat us in the Super Bowl. And like, I get all that fan stuff around it. But in terms of impact to the Raiders, you lose an out-of-conference game, it's not that consequential other than the win and loss column, where if we lose this one to Denver, that kicks our ass, right? Like those are the losing to Cleveland, that would have kicked our ass because that's potential wild card implications. Like these are the ones we got to win. So that Patriots game, hopefully that will just be the one, like you said, the blemish, and that will be it. And then from here out, we'll be fine because other than that one, we've kind of won all the games we should have won, including some we probably shouldn't have won, like the Saints and the Chiefs, frankly. Like those are great wins for our team, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, Stevie says it here. It's certainly been a strange season. It has been the season, I think, you know, look, it's strange times, different times that hopefully we never, ever see this again. But, you know, just the level of injury as well. And they're not just like conditioning injuries. They're breaks, they're snaps. And that is not down to someone being out of shape or whatever. The level of injury is insane this year. I don't think I've ever known it like it.
It is an asterisk year.
Yeah, I've wondered about that too. I'd wondered if they're, you know, the teams were already moving towards less team-oriented conditioning and team-oriented practices. Then you add in COVID restrictions, and so it's like the players are really dependent on what they're kind of doing on their own. And I'm not saying that these guys aren't being disciplined, but I think that there's just a different level of, you know what I mean, of you know, practicing and conditioning with your team versus what you're going to do on your own. Because so much of these guys were left to do these things on their own. We already see it all the time in college, right? You get young college players that come in, and the you know, the brutal nature of a 16-game season, they wear out. You see them, they, you know what I mean? They roll ankles, they twist knees, they you know, pop ligament. All those things happen to rookies every single year anyways, let alone now we kind of rolled out that same format for the whole league. So you're right. These players are going down like crazy, man. It's a battle of attrition for so many. I mean, look at all the, and we're talking about like big time players, like, you know, Taylor Lewan, left tackle for the Titans, Saquon Barkley. Like, you know what I mean? You start looking at like now McCaffrey's out again. Like these are like faces of the league that are dropping out, man. And that's certainly the most I can ever recall as a fan. And probably in terms of like prominent, like marquee type players, this has got to be it, right? Did you guys feel that way too?
Yeah, definitely. You got like this Dak as well. There's, you know, there's so many people, like you said. Yeah,
Scott, there you go.
Yeah. So, but like I said, it's an asterisk year. It really is. It's going to be a year that this is the annoying thing. If we did make a playoff run, and you know, we're sat there going, okay, we're back on form. The other 31 teams are going to go, yeah, but it was 2020. Everyone remembers that year, and I think it's just going to be a bit disheartened to whatever happens. And
I think any Super Bowl that gets handed out this year or is going to have that asterisk. It really is. Like, you know, you could argue that the Pats probably wouldn't have fallen apart if they didn't have so many opt-outs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair. It's you know, the good news is I think the way that history will look back on it, it won't be tainted in that fashion because no one brings up, you know, the Redskins in what was it, the 83? Well, I forget what. No, ours was 83 season, but like theirs was like the 82 season, the 83 Super Bowl, whatever the heck it was. But for the Redskins, that was the strike year. I think it was 82. That was the strike year, and no one brings it up that like, oh well, they only played like 8 games as like, you know, they had the scab players that played all the scab players. Like, we don't look back at that and let that record taint, or that record's not tainted in history. So I think the further we move away from the COVID world, that when we win our 4th Super Bowl, I don't think anybody's going to look back on it and be like, yeah, but the Raiders, like whatever. Well, like, okay, we had the same issues your team did and your team still sucked. So, you know what I'm saying? So I hopefully, I think we'll have that in our minds, especially because, you know, that's what every Chiefs, Donkeys, and Dolts fan will say.
Learn it. You're not immune to it. You may be a guest, but you're not immune.
I got away with Chiefs. Okay. But yeah, like, you know, they'll throw it in our face. Well, yeah, but whatever. Like, okay, well, we're in the same things you guys were, you know, so.
And the difference between that, though, I think, but back then is, and I know it shouldn't have anything to do with it, it's social media. There's so much more exposure to everything that happens now. Like, back then, if there was an injury to a player on a team that you wouldn't have watched, not in your conference, I mean, yeah, if you were a major fan and bought the magazines and stuff, then, yeah, you might know about it. But, yeah, social media is so powerful now that I just don't think you can escape anything that happens. It's always there in your hand.
So we spoke a couple of things there. And Tony's alluded to one or two. So I think it's probably about time that we went around the room on the hot takes. So if anyone that hasn't joined us before, or for Murf's benefit, and I'll let you go last so you can You can prime on this one.
Okay.
But predictions, get your prediction ready because you're going first on that one.
All right.
So we like to do a little segment of hot takes. So this is something that we think it would be a player that's going to blow up, or it's going to be an impact play, or it's going to be something real and it's normally a little bit out there. Like you could classify Tony's prediction last week as a 52-point win as a take.
Really?
No, last week. So yeah, Tony.
Yeah. Hot take for the week. You want a hot take? Hot take. It's, it's so difficult not to say Jalen Richard with a 93-yard touchdown. It's not my hot take though. So difficult.
I was gonna say, I tried so hard to keep a straight face on that and not laugh.
Now, if he did, though, you said what, 93 yards?
Yeah.
If he
On a
did,
pitch.
that would break Bo Jackson's record because the longest run from scrimmage for a Raider is Bo Jackson of 92 yards. So 93, that would be an amazingly bold prediction if you went there. I'm not trying to encourage you. I'm just saying.
I know what's going through
Wasn't-
Tony's head right now.
Wasn't
Terrell
Terrell Pryor's run longer?
It'd be a running back. Yeah, Terrell was 97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for a running back, yeah.
For a
it was
running
Bo
back.
Jackson,
Yeah.
And then the Raiders' longest play ever was Plunkett to Branch for 99 yards.
Okay, so the pitch to Jalen Richard for 93 yards ain't gonna work. That's not happening this week.
It wasn't
not
going to
gonna
work last week either. So.
It was. You just have to believe. So no, I reckon this week, JJ 150-2 without Ingold.
Ooh, without Ingold.
Without Ingold.
That's kind of like a little side caveat. What if he does it with Ingold? Hot take's invalid.
We'll give it that.
I think if Ingold's in,
Okay.
you'll have a second hot take. I think if Ingold is in,
Ooh.
I think JJ only runs left and goes for 150-2.
Love it. I'm going to stick it to you with mine. I really am. Oh, we've lost Ollie again, I think. He's frozen on a happy face.
No, he loves that last comment. Look.
Ollie and his internet. I'm going to go on a double whammy as well with Toto. While Ollie sorts his life out. So, Alec Ingold plays with his busted ribs. And my hot take is that not only does he play with his busted ribs, he gets a touchdown for us. And to go against you, Tony, I think big play Isaiah Johnson plays a lot of snaps and he gets a pick as well. Two big guys, two big plays. I'm calling both of them. That's my hot take for this week against the Donkeys.
Fair enough.
Wow. Now that's pretty ballsy, man, going in with the double hot take there.
We're going double in on each side of the ball. Two guys that, I'd love to see it.
Dig it, man.
Right, I don't think Ollie's coming back.
Yeah,
His internet might have broken, so I think we're going to have to
You know
move
what
over to
his
you, man.
actions- yeah.
Okay, so this is my bold prediction then? Okay.
Yep.
So if you guys remember back in 2010, we beat the Donkeys 59-14. All right, in their crib. That was Michael Bush and Darren McFadden, right? That was that. And Darren McFadden ran the ball that day like 14 times for 196 yards. Okay. He killed it on that day and took the Raiders to a big win. I think we're going to see another explosive, almost 200-yard performance by a player, but it's not going to be a runner. I think we're going to see it in the air, and I think you're going to see Nelson Aguilar get 150-plus yards against the Donkeys defense. And that's my first part of my prediction. Here's the bolder even part of it. I think we see our first Raider blowout we've seen in an awful long time. I don't know if it's going to be a 50 burger or not, but I think we're going to beat these guys by 30-plus, and Aguilar is going to be a key to it.
Yes. Love it.
That's a hot take.
Absolutely love that.
The confidence going into this. He's back.
He's back.
We just need to have a segment which I can just flash up that just says like the Ollie's fucked off segment, and just disappear. So I have no idea. Like I think I caught what your hot takes were, but I did catch the end of Murf's there, and damn, I'm going I was exactly the same. So I'm going on the spot here for you. But I'm actually going to think this is the emergence of Ruggs.
Oh, good.
That's why I did that. I thought Murf was going for speed kills with the 200 yards, but
no, I think this is the emergence of Ruggs. I don't think it's 200 though. I think it's 150. But I'm going to say I reckon total offense we put over 650 on the 650 yards on
650 points.
650. What a prediction!
That equates to about 35 in your language, doesn't it, Ollie?
Yeah, I don't know what converts to you, for you, Murf, but it's
there you go. That's how the conversion rate works the other way.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I reckon total offense 650 and Ruggs for over 200. 200.
That's the real meaning of any given Sunday, isn't it? It's not that any team could beat any other team on any given Sunday. It's that on any given Sunday, the conversion rate for points, he's gone again. No, he's not.
How the market's doing that day, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so now we go into the regular section of predictions. He's gone.
John,
I'm going to remove him. He's got this cap.
Yes. We love it. Absolute twinnies.
Right. So I said you were not off the hook.
Okay.
Game predictions. So format is, and guys and gals in the comments, give us your predictions. Give us your score. And who's going to win? And Murf, it's over to you.
All right. Yeah. So as I mentioned, I guess so. I should have saved the second part of my bold prediction for this segment because I think this is going to be the first blowout for the Raiders. I think that Drew Lock is ripe for our secondary, especially with getting our net back. I think that they're finding a lot of confidence, and in the longer you can cover, the more likely you're going to get a good pass rush. Those things are kind of a chicken and the egg. A good secondary will allow for a better pass rush, and a good pass rush will allow for a better secondary. So I think our secondary is starting to gel and come together, and I think that any of the challenges that we have had in the front seven, I think even though Littleton's going to be out this week, which is going to be a challenge for the linebacking core, but I still think we're going to have enough juice on the front end, and I love what Nassib did last week. Obviously, Max is killing it, and Farrell, right? So with and I know Hurst is out, but with the amount of pressure we're able to get by being able to handle a coverage in the back end, I think that we're going to get after Drew Lock, so we're going to be effective in the second, or effective on defense. And then offensively, I think this is like our first big, really, I mean, we're putting up 30 points or so on like good teams. I think we're just going to freaking hammer these guys, man. I really do. I feel like we're going to be like 40 plus points. I feel it's going to be like a 30-point win. I hope that's not my fandom heart talking. It probably is, but I'm going to go with it. And I'm not normally I'm more of a tainted Raider fan nowadays. I flipped the calendar enough times to be hurt by these guys. It's the most abusive relationship in my life. And usually I'm looking at it thank you, Raiders, for relieving me of the expectations of a successful season. I'll just sit back and drink beer and enjoy the fact that the team is on, period, because I don't expect you to win. I hate that I'm like that sometimes, but I feel you know what I mean? I've become a little jaded in that nature. But so that said, this is really going off the, off the chart for me. I don't typically go into games thinking like this, but I think we're going to kill them. I think we're going to blow their ass out. I think it's going to be a really beautiful win for us as Raider Nation.
So what do you got? What's your scoreline?
I'm sorry. All right. So let's go. Let's go 45-13 Raiders. And again, I think that the freaking, the offense is going to get after it. Aguilar is going to have a huge game. Josh Jacobs is going to have a huge game, but most importantly, Derek Carr is going to be money. And I look for whether that turnovers on defense or just critical sacks on third down. That's the kind of thing I think we're those game changing plays, man. I think that's what we're gonna see this weekend.
Shizzle. Tony.
Me. Ooh. Right. Okay. So I spent quite a lot of time this week thinking about it and thinking about my prediction last week. And I was a bit wild and crazy last week with the predictions. And I thought conservative this week, but damn it, Murf sold me this week. Absolutely sold on it. So we are putting a 50 burger up.
Woohoo!
We're doing 52 points again. We're doing 52.
Do we want some fries with that 50 burger?
We do.
Are they? What are they putting up on us? Is it?
12.
Is it 12?
We're going to beat them by 40 points.
It's big.
This gets
You heard it here
every
first.
week. We're winning by like 107 points by week 17. The way our predictions are going throughout this season.
Yeah, like we try and keep this a good buzz show. We obviously don't like to build expectations too much, but someone always takes it too far.
Well, I love it because but I like the 12 because that's okay. They've kicked a couple field goals, and then they have a late garbage drive where they score a touchdown and then miss on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah,
I love it. 12s are great.
yeah, absolutely. I don't know how I got to 12, but we got to 12, and I'm not taking any responsibility for it. Murph, this is all your fault.
So if this doesn't happen, that's exactly why.
Yeah.
I will gladly apologize on Raiders Fan Radio on Wednesday if this all goes awry, but hopefully not. Hopefully we're in lockstep, my friend.
Indeed.
Go on then, Mitchell.
So, like I said in my hot takes, and obviously Ollie was unfortunately not with us at the time. I think Ingold's going to get that today with his ribs. I think he's going to come out there and go, I don't need all of my ribs. I don't even need this hand if I don't need to. I'll score with my head. Doesn't matter. I think Ingold's he's gonna have a nice game for us. Big play Zay. I think he gets a pick. That's the second part of my hot take. I think he's going to come up big and prove he's not a little one-hit wonder. Tony, not looking at anyone. So I see us putting points up, and I see us stopping them. I see that happening. But I'm on a bit of a diet, as you can see. Liquid lunch, as I always do on a Saturday. So I'm not going to quite have a 50 burger for dinner, but I'm going to go down south. I'm going to have a 40 burger for dinner. I'm going to go 41-19 to the Raiders. That's what I'm going with.
Nice.
So you've gone for the Happy Meal then?
I'm going to get a toy with it. I'm going to get a nice little toy to play with afterwards.
But it's a bit of a kind of family fart. So we normally go out to the comments, and I'm seeing quite a few in there. We've got 38-17, 36-21. These are all kind of leaning same ways. 30-26 from Kev.
Oh, that's mauve, that colour.
Sorry?
Sorry.
Don't worry.
No, geek joke, yeah.
Mauve? Isn't mauve just navy red?
Navy red.
We made it an entire hour before the show just went that way.
I don't think there's any more scores, but no. Keep it
So
in
no
if
one
you
else
have-
is going with a 50 burger. No one else. All on your own there.
No.
So, and I love Kev's comment there because, yeah, 40 plus points if we're missing all those parts of the offensive line. Yeah, because we're going to be throwing it quick. Remember how like when the latter part now, we still see it with Tampa a little bit, but like the latter part of Brady's career with the Patriots, Peyton Manning did this a lot in his latter years with the Broncos, like to keep those guys out of danger, the guys that didn't have a lot of mobility, to keep them out of danger. It's quick, bang, 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 bang. That's why I think that we're going to see this stuff. And I think that that's where, I don't expect him to take like a 7-step drop and kind of sit there and camp out and wait for Aguilar and Ruggs to run a mile downfield. But I expect to see him like 3 steps, 5 steps maybe, and then bang, like hitting the like slants and seeing these guys. Like, remember what Renfro did to the Chargers last year? Caught that slant, split the safeties, and boom, he was gone. Like, that's the kind of stuff I think that we're going to see. We're going to see a lot of super quick, plays develop. We're not going to see these long, like maybe a little bit of play action, but probably not things that take a long time to develop. We're going to see things that are like Derek in the freaking, you know what I mean? Derek off the ball, playing in shotgun, 4 wide, you know what I mean? Just like a lot of like boom, 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 boom. I think, and then that's a way that we're gonna keep the momentum up. And then the other way too is that you can make up for an offensive line with a good running back, right? And we got one of the best there is. So we're going to line up and pound the rock because that's what John loves to do with that West Coast offense. And as soon as they start creeping in a little bit, that's when you spread it out and pow, there it goes, right? So I think that it's possible, man. I don't look. Hopefully, I'm not eating all these words. I think that's a very valid comment that Kev had there because, yeah, it sounds kind of far-fetched. But when you think about the way the pieces are coming together, it's could happen, man. Like, of course, you know, a lot of things could happen, but you know,
to that point, I am gonna say that I reckon I'm gonna kind of almost put a hot take in on this one. I'm going 48-16, but 9 of those points are coming from field goals for the Donkeys. Yeah, as you say, I reckon they're gonna get a garbage time touchdown, but other than that, we're just gonna hold them to field goals.
And we'll have to, you know, and in scoring all these points that we're all talking about, like to get to 48, it's probably going to take some defensive plays too. And that's where I was going. Like, we're giving Derek the ball back on short field. We're turning it over. We're getting those pick sixes from an Isaiah Johnson that was in a bold prediction, right? Like those are the kind of things that are going to. This isn't just us air raiding the freaking Broncos. This is going to be a collective effort here, both sides of the ball. And I'm with you, man. I don't think it's out of sorts to get to a big number like that, but we'll see.
And onto your comment, Murph. Like you said, Derek, playing out shotgun, 4 wide, quick little slants. This is what I want to see us do with Ruggs because we've got Ruggs on these little jet sweeps, which I like that we're using him like that. We've had him on some downfield bombs as well, but I want to see Ruggs. I want him to run like, you know, a little 4 to 5 yard, little shallow slant. Derek, get the ball out of his hands quickly and just say to Ruggs, there's the ball. Go and make people miss because we haven't seen him do that yet. And if Barmer tapes anything to go by, he can make 3 people miss and get into the end zone.
Absolutely. Get him in space, get him on drag routes, like all those little things that are just like, you know what I mean? You're not talking about big distance downfield and you can get them out quick. Like we can get them out quick. We got some incredible route runners on this football team, man. We didn't even talk about Renfro, let alone or Darren Waller, who's one of the fastest tight ends in the league. Like all these guys can get off the ball quick, get open quick, and then they're all fast and elusive to create once they get to that open space. So I don't feel like it's that far fetched, man. I don't think that we're Raider fans, so we're irrational, and you're probably looking at 4 irrational fans. Like, but
what are you saying? Totally rational.
I mean, if you're doing a Raiders podcast, you're pretty irrational. Like, if your fandom is that far gone that you're doing this, then like, you know what I mean? We all in the same boat. But I don't know. There's something about it. Like, I feel like this is just ripe for us.
So what are we saying? Are we saying that another hot take for this week is that Drew Lock comes out of this game with more interceptions or more turnovers than touchdowns on this season? Is that what we're saying?
I'm saying he's like a 1-3 on this game. Like that 1 garbage time touchdown and 3 picks on the way.
Ooh.
Nice. I like the sound of that.
We've been overdue this sort of game for so long. Just a game where, like we said, we put our foot on the throat. That's what we need.
Yep. 100%.
This could be an arrival game. This could be an arrival game for our team. I mean, we're already getting talked about nationally. You know, yes, it's a must win because it's the division, but this could be one of those games that could launch us into that next level conversation where people are going to start saying, you know what, the Raiders might go in as a wild card, but no one wants to play us. You know what I mean? And a blowout win against the Broncos will start those conversations this week.
Yeah, and the other thing is here.
In chat that just wants to... Wait, I'm just getting some comments in.
Okay, go
Mini
on.
Murph.
My only quick comment.
Queen Haley.
There you go. I thought you'd appreciate that one.
Absolutely. What's up, Queen?
There we go.
Queen Haley, one of the only 2 made women here on the Raiders Fan Radio Show.
Excellent stuff. I can't even remember what I was going to say. It's gone. Doesn't matter.
Mini Murph forgot.
So this is what happens when I he just disappears and goes.
Well, I tell you what, I got something that I can't wait any longer for. It's my favorite segment of every week.
Rumor has it it's
You
the
know
best
it
segment
is.
of any
You know what
podcast
it is.
ever in the land.
It is the best segment in podcasting ever. It is Tony's totally irrelevant news.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Saturday night's edition of Tony's Totally Irrelevant News. Leading off tonight with Nick Barnes. Nick Barnes is a track star who ran a 4:14 40-yard dash in socks. It's incredible. Outside an NFL stadium somewhere. I don't know where it was, but yeah, done it. It's incredible. I should have done that. So, okay, there you go. That's Nick Barnes. Right. Anyway, so moving on to the second segment I've got for tonight. Is not that one. No, that's from last week. Okay, so the next one, staying in America. Actually, all three are from America this week. I've done well. So staying in America, this is John Rahm, who during practice at the Augusta Masters got a hole-in-one on the 16th hole by skipping it across the water, which is quite a tradition apparently on Augusta. That's irrelevant for two reasons. I say quite a tradition apparently because the first reason that's irrelevant is I know exactly one person that watches golf. And secondly, it's practice. We're talking about practice. So look at that. Golf and a basketball reference. How lucky are you people? So, right. And then on to the third and final. Goliath, the alligator, has been spotted on Valencia Golf Course in Naples amid Tropical Storm Eta. That's pretty much all I know of that, really. So, massive alligator in Florida. There we go. That's all from me this week.
What the fuck, man?
Love it.
That was amazing.
Is an alligator in Florida? Is an alligator in Florida deemed as news, or is that just common knowledge?
Right.
Yeah, there's crazy shit in Florida every day, man. Like,
Well, my favorite hobby is if you do if you put your birthday in and then write into Google and then do man in Florida, and then it comes up with the best headlines. Like you can do any date, and it's man in Florida does blah 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 blah.
okay, so
It's hilarious.
you put in your date, your birthday, and then man in Florida.
Look at that. You see Simon Jordan in the comments right there. Did you see that hole in one that skimmed across the pond? Yes. That was John Rahm on the 16th hole at Augusta during the Masters.
I've just done my birth date with man in Florida, and the top result is Florida man steals pool floats for sex instead of raping women.
You can't make it up, man.
If there's a way to stop yourself breaking the law, steal all the pool floats that you can get. Excellent.
It's it is fairly humorous. And we're going to lose a load of viewers. They're just going to dip because everyone's opened up the browser to go and have a look.
Yeah. Sorry, I closed mine out. No, that is a phenomenal segment, by the way. That is amazing. That is amazing. I can't wait to see what Cody does when he steals your idea.
Genuinely, I've done well to keep it in America this week. Last week, I had Singapore couldn't turn up to the World Darts Championship, so Portugal had to replace them instead.
Oh man. Okay, cool. So league news. On the theme of news, we like to just show that we are a well-rounded show. So league news. Any hot topics, hot deals, anything going on out there? I think it's fairly quiet.
Yeah, the trade deadline came and went. Pretty quiet.
Really?
I think there's some kudos out there to give to Alan over at the Bills, topping up some donations.
I'll tell you, I'll give you one of the most impressive performance to me this season, and a guy that I don't know if he'll get MVP considerations or not because he's not a quarterback, but Dalvin Cook is insane this year. If you've not seen any Vikings games or any highlights, anybody listening, check out what Dalvin Cook is doing. He is on fire. He's the only one that's a non-kicker in the top 10 in the league in scoring. My man is freaking scoring touchdowns like crazy, and they're big touchdowns. He's exploding for 50, 60-yard runs, and it's incredible seeing what he's doing, in a world where, this is a quarterback-driven, pass offense-driven league, and we have this running back that's absolutely just wrecking shop for his team. It's awesome.
Does he run both left and right?
Why are you going to go
That's
there?
why he's so successful. We've cracked it. That's
Got another avenue of going. Look, I actually
they're running over the middle soon. Just be crazy.
that would be insane.
That's
I
just
even
forward thinking.
sent you the damn graphic this week of whatever the double-barreled clown is over the Chiefs of the game where he was running left. I didn't queue it up because I thought, no, we're okay. We're going to put this topic to bed.
No, that's going to stay forever, unfortunately. You've made your bed. Now you've got to eat off it or whatever you say when you ruin catchphrases.
I've taken the catchphrases out this week as well because I've bastardized them so hard.
Hey, speaking of catchphrases, so you're talking about running like left and right. You ever heard the term, right? When people say north and south, right? Like when you're running the football, why don't we just say north? Who wants to run backward?
Yeah.
I never even thought of it.
Run north, not north and south. No, don't run south.
Ollie would have something to say on that. I think every virtual tailgate when JJ gets the ball and then he stands there for like half a second waiting for a hole to develop. Ollie's sat there going, just run, just go,
run.
And then
like,
Booker comes on the field and Booker just goes, "Oof." And Ollie's like,
Yeah, I just want him to hit the hole. He takes the ball, he sits there, he goes, might go left or might go right. I'll go left.
I just see him do remember Justin Fargas? Justin Fargas hammered the line of scrimmage better than any running back for the Raiders in a lot of history. Man, that guy, I mean, I know he did pretty good for us, but can you imagine a guy like Justin Fargas playing behind this offensive line, the non-injured offensive line? But the way that he would there was no patience to his running at all. He'd go 100 miles an hour into the line of scrimmage.
But that's what I see out of Booker. Booker just comes out of his stance like a little rocket. I think that's what we were looking at when we signed the Muscle Hamster last year. I think that's what we were looking for, and we got it in Booker this year.
Yeah.
I think that's what Chucky was looking for. He's looking for that guy that's just going to stick his pads down and go.
Stick your foot in the ground and go. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought he said stick his pants down there.
Pronunciation
key. Pronunciation key.
Now that's a bold prediction.
Shut off and
Show
it
us your
goes,
man cave.
"Oof," down.
Just your man cave. Well, we've got Murf's Man Cave on.
True.
Oh dear.
Right, so no news around the leagues. Pretty quiet.
I didn't do another piece on people being tested positive for COVID or negative for COVID or whatever.
Yeah, I'd zip on that before you jinx someone, and then we have complaint emails coming in that Tony's given me COVID by reporting it as not true.
Is that how it works, is it?
Yeah. You go, the Jets have had no positives. The next day, the Jets are dead. That's what happened when you first reported that.
I don't think there's been many signs of life from the New York Jets at all this year.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
It has been in New York, full stop.
Yeah,
Neither of those teams.
Situation's pretty dead over there.
Right. So, I think we're nearing the end. So, I'm going to get one little plug in for Silver and Black UK before I hand over to Murf for a final plug. Thank you very much to everyone that does support Silver and Black UK. We do love you guys, your memberships, your merchandise. Loves just seeing it kind of from around the world, people flying the flag. It is awesome. But the plug today doesn't cost you any money. I just would like you guys to share the stream. As we said it last week, if you like someone, invite them. If you don't like someone, invite them to talk to them. It'll be great. So just share the stream, and that's all we ask for. That would be awesome. Cool. And follow us on the gram and the Facebooks and the Twitters and all of those good things. Oh yeah, I'll get the links on. Murf, quick.
I know it's
duck,
that's
Murf.
fine.
Coming. Boom, there they are. Quick. Right. So, Murf, give us a quick plug for Raiders Fan Radio, Murf's Fan Cave, and One Nation Foundation, please.
Thank you for asking. I'm Rob, Murf's Fan Cave. You can find us on any podcast service. Just search Murf's, that's MURFS Fan Cave. And you can also find us on the YouTubes. Just go to youtube.com/Murf's Fan Cave. And One Nation Foundation is onenationfoundation.net. You can find us there, and you can donate directly. And 100% of that money goes to different Raiders-related charities. So thank you for all the support you guys give us each and every week.
It's been a real pleasure. Real pleasure having you.
Oh man, it's been fun being here, and just real quick, I'll give you a couple quick updates here. So, Florida man accused of attacking mom when she wouldn't dress as mannequin. That's my birthday, Florida. And then here's the picture of Swag Jeff and Art Shell that I was talking about earlier in the show. You can have a more disinterested individual and a more geeked out moment than Swag Jeff there. But anyway, so I appreciate you guys having me on, man. You know what huge fans we are of Silver and Black UK. We proudly display our S&B UK swag here in the fan cave. We have the big flag over the shoulder of Uncle Mosh every week. And so you guys have been incredibly kind to us. It was great to meet you all at the Bolitnikoff Foundation dinner. And hopefully in a non-COVID world, we'll all get a chance to meet up again at a game or another foundation or whatever the case is. And so I appreciate you all having me on here and welcoming me into here, and would love to hear from you all back on our show. So many we have. I got to tell you, I got to brag on you all for a minute. We have so many amazing fans that are either affiliated with you guys directly or just folks that are in the UK and all over Europe. And our show's heard globally, but we really hear from so many folks in that area and in that region of the world. And I got to tell you, man, it's such a blessing to us. Like, we're in my bonus room in my house, and we do this little show. I grew up in the Bay Area of California, close to the Raiders, but I live in Middle Tennessee now. Like, I live in the South. You know what I mean? I don't even live anywhere. So the fact that our podcast in the South could connect us globally with folks like you that are in the UK over a team that plays in Las Vegas, like, let that all settle in. Like, this is an incredible thing that this Raider family is and what Raider Nation is. And so I just can't thank you all enough for welcoming me in here, and thank you for what you do to support us. And man, this is what Raider Nation is all about. Things like this. This is what makes me so proud to be a Raider fan and to be affiliated with good fans and now new friends like you. So we're not new because we know each other for a while, but first time we've collaborated on something. So thank you guys for having me.
We love it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome of you. And I got to say, we love to do a group trip, and we come out. Well, we used to go out to the Bay Area, and we've been to Arizona to hang with the Raider Nation over there. When Tennessee comes up on the schedule,
oh, that would be amazing. Next time we play,
we're coming.
Absolute one. And hey, and how about Vegas too? Right? Like,
we'll be in Vegas for sure.
Oh yeah, like that's gonna be money, man. Like that's gonna be. We've seen what we could do at a hotel at a ballroom in Dublin, California. Let alone you stick us all in Caesars. Look out, right?
I might even come on a trip one of these years. You never know.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, Tony's.
You'll come up with your own stories for that. You'll be reporting on yourself the next time you do the totally irrelevant news. You'll be like, wait till you hear what this dude did in Vegas. Oh,
British man.
It'll be that same picture of the crocodile, just with like Tony's legs sticking out of its mouth and an empty chair for irrelevant news.
Right on. Well, it's been a real blast. I haven't got anything else. I think we are way up on time, guys.
Queen Haley had a request for Murf in the comments.
What's that?
She did.
Queen Haley has a request in the comments.
Uncle Mosh. I don't have FaceTime on my phone. I could probably call him.
Let's get him.
Right, let me see if I can get him on the phone. All right, hold on. Let's see. Let's see if he answers. Let me put it on speakerphone. He doesn't normally do appearances, so this will be catching him totally off guard. He don't like surprises either. Mosh, hey, I know you hate surprises, so please don't kill me. But I got to tell you something real quick. You ready?
Okay.
I'm on live on the Silver and Black UK show. You're live and over there with all of our Silver and Black UK friends.
Awesome.
They requested that I FaceTime you. I said I don't have FaceTime, but let me see if I can get them on the phone. So you're on the phone with Ollie, Tony, and Mitchell. Those are the guys that host the show, and then like Queen Haley and all of our Kev and all of our good friends from the UK are watching this.
Man, I wish I had a pint to be toasting them right now. I could just go go in the car and run to the store and get one, but I could do a little drinking and driving just to show them how to break laws here in this state.
Hey, but they drive on the wrong side of the road on purpose, Mosh.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that give me a couple of minutes and I'll be driving on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, I'll holler back at you here in a little bit, but man, I just wanted to put you on the spot. Answer the request from Queen Haley there. Everybody's lighting up in the chat. Kev, Stevie McLeod, hey, Queen Haley, everybody's in there.
No worries at all, man. Anytime for my brothers and sisters across the pond. All right. Awesome.
Awesome. Right.
See you later.
Okay, we'll holla.
Bye.
See you, bye.
Uncle Mosh making an appearance on the show.
There you go.
Love it.
Look at making my glasses fog out, man.
It's the way that you say you don't have FaceTime. We know Mosh probably doesn't have FaceTime.
No, he can't spell FaceTime. What are you kidding?
No, it's been a blast. It's been good fun. Thank you so much, Murf, for joining us. And at least you didn't do the crazy thing that Kevin did and went completely the wrong way, and we had to have him back for eating the crow. So you're safe.
Okay. All right. Well,
No crazy.
I'd love to be back anytime, man. Anytime you all will have me, I'll be here. So I appreciate the invite once again.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Tony, Mitchell, anything to close?
It wouldn't be a show without a special guest if we didn't try and challenge them, would it? With the challenge coin. Tony's got his, Ollie's got his. Full house!
Full
we
house.
love it. We love it.
There we go. That
think
first
that-
round in Tennessee is on Mitchell for a failed challenge.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. I'm happy. If everyone's producing coins, I'll happily get the vino in. Excellent stuff. No, thank you for coming on, Murf. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thanks again and thank everybody in the chat, man. I finally figured out how to see the chat here, so I'm gonna have to get caught back up on it and read everybody's comments. But thank you to everyone that's in there and joining us.
It's been a blast. All right, guys. See you on the virtual tailgate. If not, we'll talk on the day. If not, we'll see you on Monday. Same time, same place. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders. 52-12.
Not singing this week.
No singing.
Live performances are being postponed due to COVID.
No singing.
That's a
Damn it.
poor excuse.
I can see
No
Tony.
singing.
Tony's here. Look.
No singing.
Tony's gassing.
What are you
Tony's
not
like,
doing?
I had-
the funny thing is, Tony turned his camera off because he knew I was going to get someone.
Yeah.
Well,
Maroon 5 wasn't stuck in my head this week, so
give us a lyric. Give us one lyric.
I'm good. I'm good for singing. I've had
No,
some,
no
you know,
singing.
Vino, a few Benson and Hedges. You know, the vocal cords aren't warmed up like they were last week.
Is this the new thing? Is it? Is this the post credit
Episode
scene
40.
that we do?
This is the secret scene.
14.1.
It's like Rick and Morty, where you can get completely random, unrelated.
I
Encore.
might dress up as Ferris Bueller.
He's not going to sing, so you suck.